What if your nicest neighbor wasn't actually nice at all? My name is Ryan Miller. I used to live in a quiet suburban neighborhood in New Jersey, the kind of place where everyone waves at each other, borrows sugar, and looks out for one another. At least, that's what we thought. But there was one neighbor, Mr. Richard Harlan. Everyone called him Uncle Rick. Always smiling, always helpful, always there. This is the first of 5 tapes I managed to record before everything went wrong. If you're seeing this, please don't trust the friendly ones. Sarah lived alone in the house next to Uncle Rick. She first noticed it 2 months after moving in. Every time she came home from work, her porch light would already be on. She never turned it on in the morning. One night, she came home late. As soon as she parked her car, her phone buzzed. Text from Uncle Rick. "Welcome home, Sarah. Long day at the office?" She never told him her schedule. She never told anyone. The next morning, Uncle Rick waved at her with that same warm smile and said, "Glad you made it home safe. Those late nights aren't good for a young lady like you." Sarah started closing her curtains tighter, but it didn't stop. One night, she sat in complete darkness, testing him. No lights, no TV, no phone screen. At 11:47 p.m., her phone lit up. Text from Uncle Rick. "Power cut again? Be careful in the dark, Sarah." She never made a sound. This is Ryan Miller again. The second tape. The first story you heard was about Sarah, the young woman who lived alone. This next one is about a newly married couple, a boy and a girl who thought they had found their perfect home.
My name is Emma Thompson. My husband, Jake, and I moved into our dream house on Maple Street 6 months ago. Uncle Rick was the first person to welcome us. Every single night at 7:45 p.m. sharp, the doorbell would ring. It was always him, smiling that warm grandfatherly smile, holding a fresh plate of homemade food. "Here you go, kids. Made too much again. Thought you newlyweds might be tired after work." At first, we thought it was incredibly sweet. Jake even joked we hit the jackpot with this neighbor. But after a few weeks, it started feeling wrong. He brought exactly what we were craving that day. If I mentioned wanting pasta for dinner while talking to Jake in the kitchen, Uncle Rick would bring lasagna that same night. If Jake said he was in the mood for steak, the next evening there would be perfectly cooked ribeye on our porch. We never told him. We never told anyone. One night, we decided to test him. We turned off all the lights, closed every curtain, and stayed completely silent. At exactly 7:45 p.m., the doorbell rang. We didn't open it. 5 minutes later, my phone vibrated. Text from Uncle Rick. "Everything okay? I made your favorite tonight, chicken parmesan. Left it on the porch. Eat it while it's hot." We never opened the door. We never made a sound. We never turned on a single light. How did he know we were inside? The next morning, the plate was still on the porch, but the food was completely gone. Only a small handwritten note remained. "Cold food isn't good for you two. You should have eaten it." That was the night Jake started installing cameras around the house. And that was the night I started checking the backyard at 3 a.m., only to sometimes see Uncle Rick standing perfectly still in his yard, staring at our bedroom window, smiling.
This is Ryan Miller. Third tape. If you're still watching, you should stop. Some things are better not known.
My name is Lisa Harper. I'm a single mother. I have a 6-year-old daughter, Mia. We moved to Maple Street last summer after my divorce. Uncle Rick was the first one to help us unload the moving truck. He even fixed our broken front door lock for free. He was so kind. Too kind. One evening, Mia lost her favorite teddy bear. I searched the whole house, but couldn't find it. The next morning, there was a knock at the door. Uncle Rick was standing there, holding Mia's teddy bear, with that gentle smile. I found this in my backyard. Must have blown over the fence. I never told him Mia lost it. I never even went outside with the teddy bear that day. After that, strange things kept happening. I would come home and find my mail already sorted on the kitchen table. The dishes I left in the sink would be washed and kept in the cabinet. One night I forgot to lock the back door. The next morning it was locked from inside, and there was a fresh pot of coffee on the counter with a note, "I seemed tired yesterday. Made you coffee. Rick." I never gave him a spare key. I never told him my coffee order. Last week I installed a hidden camera in the living room. I just wanted to be sure. At 2:34 a.m., the footage showed Uncle Rick quietly entering through the back door. He walked around the house like it was his own. He stood outside Mia's bedroom for almost 10 minutes, just watching her sleep. Then he went to the kitchen, made himself a sandwich, ate it calmly, and left. He locked the door behind him. I checked the locks the next morning. They were still locked. He has keys to every house on this street, and he uses them.
This is Ryan Miller. Last tape. I don't have much time left.
My name is Ethan Brooks. I'm 17. I live with my grandparents. Uncle Rick's house is directly opposite my bedroom window. At first, I thought it was normal. Old people don't sleep much, right? But then I noticed something. Every night at exactly 3:07 a.m., his bedroom light would turn on, and he would stand at the window, staring directly at my room. He never moved. He never blinked. He just watched. I started closing my curtains. He still stood there. I could see his silhouette through the thin fabric. One night, I got angry and opened my window. I shouted, "What the hell do you want?" He slowly smiled and waved at me, like we were old friends. The next morning, my grandfather asked me why I was shouting at 3 a.m. I never told him.
My name is Harold Jenkins. I'm 68 years old, retired. I live alone now. Uncle Rick visits me every single night at 2:30 a.m. He brings tea, says he saw my light was on. My light is never on. Last week, I stopped answering the door. I turned off every light in the house. I sat in complete darkness with my shotgun on my lap. At 2:30 a.m., I heard his voice right outside my bedroom window. "Harold, I know you're scared. It's okay. I'm here to help." He was standing outside a second-floor window. There is no ladder. I don't know how many of us are left. Sarah moved away. Emma and Jake sold their house in the middle of the night. Ethan's grandparents put their house on the market last week. I'm the last one still here. Uncle Rick is still smiling, still waving, still bringing food, still watching. If you live in a quiet neighborhood and you have an over-friendly neighbor, run. Don't wait for the 5th tape, because by the time you realize something is wrong, he already has keys to your life. He's not lonely, he's collecting.